know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fence for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. My intuition told me this. To trust the coach, he holds the gift. He knowing when to go with fits. So we knowing when to switch. This year we got the golden pick. Time to see what that pick about. Bad vibes get sent out. Only fans up in this house. We been waiting, yeah, we been patient. Now it's time to cash out, no discount. Super Bowl, yeah, we in route. I don't know when, but it's close. I don't wanna overhype, but I just know I like it. So excited, league gon' notice now. You should know the rise. They say 2-1 from that rock. Shout out to Samoa and Islands. Time to lay the smack down. You think you Dwayne Johnson? Time to be the people's champ. Hit them with the people's elbows. Stick together like it's Velcro. You think you could stop us? Hell no, all day I dream about sports. I think I need some chateaux. Custom with some Dolphins colors. Just to let them know we here. Yeah. I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fence for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
To a time, to a time. Really hope he the man. Hope we found us a gem. Like the Heat found Bam. Wanna take time to thank Fitz, cause he put on the show. But the young man up, in the whole city know. Time to catch all the blessings. Cash out on the vest. Ball out, don't choke. Fins want all the smoke. Chris Gregg gave hope. Coach flow like spoke. Dan Marino still a GOAT, but to a man on go. Watch to a man throw. Watch to a man scope. Watch to a man dish shoes that we never ever seen before. Fans up, let's win. Born ready for a ring. Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. It's damn, we can use 10.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fence for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
Them Dolphins, fellas. Dolphins on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dolphins!
We got some canes over here. Hey, there go some canes over relax here. And take notes while I step in. Ain't no question. I've been repping. See my squad ballin', that's a blessing. I'm texting with my homies from that West End Zone crew. Say they taking shots, told me roll through. I told you about that orange and green. We click tight, big bites, we destroy your team. Make the world view our games like a horror scene. Stuff opponents in a can like Goya beans. I mean, representing for the team. Love the city though. You can't get connected with them. Check your figure no. Infamous with that swag, it's original. The copycats could copy that, but we go get some more. No game, no Seminole. We let it stay, but in this state we is the general. Salute. Coral gave us around the world, we don't have a limit. We rep that you from the streets to the academics. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up. How we do our thing over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up. How we do our thing over here.
Who we do please is a hurricane. You ain't got that work, you can't serve the canes. I know you been watching, we been hurting things. Where that crown at, homie, we them dirty canes. We gon' get that title, what that purdy ring. Gotta turn over chain for every team. Green and orange on my back, get a foreigner's back. I'm scoring while you roaring like a lion getting sacked. ¿Qué pasó, papi? Tú no puedes conmigo. Argentino de principio, huracán en mi equipo. Got the passion like Sebastian when I'm rapping, that's a fact. Got that 7-6 jersey for the legend, one sack, yeah.
Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some how we do our thing over here. You, it's some canes over here. You, it's some canes over here. You, it's some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here.
We got some canes over here and we bout that. Solo D and them ballin' boys, yo, we got that. No good chillin' in the cut, hard rock pack. And if you hating on them canes, better stack. It's the state of the MIA. The U is back, what them haters gotta say. Them hurricanes, we be ballin' all day. Turnover chain, got the people going crazy.
Now whoop whoop, it's the sign so you know who it is. They counting finest ballin' like the U up in here. Gold teeth, grillin', chillin', Solo D what it is. We got the turn up chain, gang up in here. Cause it's a UM thing, Andre Green is the gear. We coming to you HD so it's crispy clear. So put them U's in the sky, don't stand and chill and let them know if they don't know we got some canes up in here.
It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here.
Canes, we be ballin' all day. Canes, we be ballin' all day. Canes, we be ballin' all day. Them hurricanes, we be ballin' all day.
Who that?
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
D Miami Sports Music, salute.
Alright, no,
What's up?
Finger licking.
We got finger licking live.
Know, man.
It's some canes over here. Turnover chain, 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 turnover chain. You seen Big Homie get the fumble, he get a turnover chain. Seen Big Homie get the pick off, he get a turnover chain, 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 turnover chain. You see the whole crowd going user. We want the turnover chain. See the whole crowd going crazy. We want that turnover chain, turnover chain. Turnover chain is deeper than jewelry, deeper than blink. It's deeper. See, this is our thing, and you was the team that's strictly for cake. Invented the swag, you rented and brag, but we want it back. Let me get that. But you can keep the old one, cause we keep something new in the bag. All of these players is hungry, don't come in here thinking it's funny. We aiming for something, rocking the chains when it's sunny. Even when raining or slumming, we ain't gonna be slumming. I hope your quarterback don't think it's sweet. The defense will make them take a seat. And if somebody strip the ball out, let somebody get a Cuban link. Now you know how I go with the fans though. We be going wild out in the stands though. If you're not with the team, you're not familiar. If you throwing U's up, you're not familiar. Come on, get loose like a band, trombone. Throw 3 or 5 up, my home. CWA, tell them about it. All the canes going wild when we yelling this out. Turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain. You seen Big Homie get the fumble, he get a turnover chain. Seen Big Homie get the pick up, he get a turnover chain, 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 turnover chain. You see the whole crowd going user. We want that turnover chain. See the whole crowd going crazy. We want that turnover chain. Who that?
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D. I am super excited to be here with y'all this morning. I got a new look. I got a new setup. I was playing around late last night, and I was super excited to kind of debut it for you guys today because we have a special show for you today. I'm pretty stoked about it. But before we get started, you know what I got to do? I got to start the show off right. So let's go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy, Stephen D. from the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clap Blockers. I need you to do a couple things before we get started. First thing I need you to go do, I need you to go hit that like button. So right now, what I need you to do is stop what you're doing, hit that like button for me. Help me out. Next thing I need you to go do is subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe to the channel, you're going to go over here. You're going to make sure you put on notifications, okay? Because you need to be alerted every time we go live. Every time a Solo D video gets uploaded. Every time a What Would Shula Do podcast gets uploaded. The #1 morning show gets uploaded. You need to be notified. That way you know. So you want to turn on the notifications to get alerted every time Miami Sports Music goes live or uploads new content. So make sure you guys go do that thing right now. I want to give a big shout out this morning to Chef Zhu in the building, one of the original YouTube members. I don't know where I would be without you this morning. So as always, he likes to give us a shout out to the members club and the rest of the Finlaws out here. Good morning, Chef Shu and the rest of the Finlaw family. I'm super excited to be here with you all today. All right. Next thing I need you guys to go do, remember, donate to the channel. If you guys donate to the channel, it helps our channel grow. Your donation goes to this channel to be able to put out new and amazing content every day right here. If you guys look down below, you guys can see people like Jason Miller. You guys can see Fantasy Panel. These people have already contributed. And look, hey, at the end of the day, I also just like comments too, like this, right? It says, wow, I'm in Australia and this show is the GOAT. I try, guys. I try to do it. That's what I try to do. I am super, super, super excited. I see people in the chat room are already wanting to talk about the Heat and stuff. We're going to get there. Don't you guys worry about it. But what I want to do first is yesterday, anybody who made a donation to the channel, all right, which was Marcus J, Dwayne the Dynasty, Chef Zhu, Estefan, and Saxman J. Will. Yesterday, you guys donated to the channel. I want to say thank you to you guys yesterday. And I said, as long as I got 5 donations yesterday, what I was going to do is I was going to do a giveaway for a DWA hat. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I was supposed to go on Facebook yesterday in the evening time and do a little bit of a drawing. Well, I'm going to do that drawing right now because I want people to see here that I'm a man of my word and that at the end of the day, what I do here, you give back. You give to me, I give back because that's what I do. I'm here for you guys, the fans. So what I did is I put everybody's name in this little hat here, this camo DWA hat. All right. And I'm going to shake this up. Marcus J gave twice, so his name is in here twice. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to. That's not a good drum roll, but that's okay. All right. Let's see whose name I pull out of here. All right. Here we go. Whose name? Estefan. Estefan is the winner of the DWA hat. So want to give a big shout out to Estefan. And like yesterday, Estefan, if your son is not up, put the phone right up to his ear right now. You can hit pause, go do that. Estefan's son, wake up. It is time to go to school. It is time to go get some work in for the day. Let Estefan enjoy the rest of the day. All right. Estefan, you're the winner of the DWA hat. I'm going to try to, if you want to reach out to me or vice versa, we'll get that set up. I got all your information from PayPal, so we'll get that set up and get that hat sent out to you as quickly as possible. Congratulations, Estefan. Look, if you guys want to donate to the channel, I got some big stuff coming up. You donate to the channel. This channel is trying to grow, is trying to give back, but most importantly, is trying to give amazing content. So that's what I'm trying to do with you guys today, tomorrow, and for the rest of the time being. So what I want to make sure you guys remind yourselves is that this is not the only show that we do. We do amazing shows like the afternoon show for the fans because Miami Sports Music is for the fans. So what I want to remind everybody before I bring in my guest for today is a little something like this.
Run.
That's right. That's the show in the afternoon on Onside Radio, Miami sports music for the fans. Make sure you guys go check that out. That's a pretty awesome show. Yesterday I had Max Ramos from the Siege Supporters Club, which is like a fan club for the Dolphins fans, except it's for Inter Miami CF. I want to make sure I say that right. Inter Miami CF. I don't want to get that wrong. Amazing guy, Max and I, we talked so much yesterday and went over so much we had to do a part 2 today. So we're going to, if you guys catch us at 6 p.m. this afternoon on Onside Radio, you're going to see part 2 of that interview. So I'm pretty super stoked about that. That is going to be awesome. All right, without further ado, I want to bring in my guest for today. My guest for today comes all the way from the cold Rocky Mountains. I mean, my man, it was snowing where he was at a couple of weeks ago. He's one of my best friends. I love this man to death. I'm hoping to see this guy in a few weeks when I fly out to Denver for a little vacation. So I am super excited to bring in this guy, my main man, the one and only Mr. Wade O. What's up, Wade?
Steve, what's up, brother? How you doing this morning?
Pretty good. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm good, man. You know, it's kind of early my time. This is, I'm a comedian. This is like what they used to have to do back in the day, get up and do 5 a.m. radio. So it's good, man. I'll take it.
You're like what? You're 3 hours behind me?
I don't even know where you are, man. No, it's I think we're 2 hours back. It's about 6:45 in the morning out here. I was doing open mics till like midnight last night. So excuse me if I'm a little groggy.
Oh, look, man. For those of you who don't know, Wade O does What Would Shula Do? He's part of that brand, What Would Shula Do? Sometime during the show today, man, you're going to have to break out a hat or a shirt or something so people can see that and tell people where to go get that, because that What Would Shula Do brand is absolutely awesome. And you know what? You're getting up early for the fans. So the fans, I want the fans to support you the way they support us, man. It's absolutely amazing. Look, man, it was a crazy day yesterday in Miami sports, and we're going to get to the Dolphins talk because I know that's what a lot of people want to talk about. But I got to go over a lot of the rest of the stuff that happened yesterday, right? Before I do that, I want to make sure everybody knows my username is at StephenDSKPL. Please make sure you guys go follow that on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I got my man Wade at Wade's World. You had like 3 usernames on like social media. I had to figure out which one you use the most. So this is the one that you use.
I'm doing too much, man. That's the problem. I get my hands a little bit of everything, but
you're kind of a big deal. That's what it is. You're kind of a big deal. All right, man. Look, so the next thing that I kind of want to talk about is obviously some of the stuff from yesterday, right? So if you guys look down here at the bottom, this is a brand new setup for everybody, right? So you're going to see all these teams down here at the bottom. When they get a little bit bigger like this, that means that we're talking about that. That's going to be the topic that we're focused in on, okay? So I want you guys to remind you of all that. I really don't have any soccer news except to check out the afternoon show with my man Max Ramos this afternoon at 6 p.m. on Onside Radio for the fans. That's going to be pretty awesome. But I got to get to this, right? So let's kind of start out here because, look, Game 2 of the NBA Finals was yesterday. The 3-seed Milwaukee Bucks versus the 6-seed Miami Heat. And let me tell you, Wade, it was a beat down. Like it wasn't even a close game. 132-98 was the final. And the Milwaukee Bucks now lead that series 2-0. Which is a far cry from what we saw in Game 1 where Miami almost squeaked it out in overtime. Did you get a chance to watch any of that game yesterday? And if not, I mean, I know you do like a little bit of basketball. You know, what are your thoughts of the series so far?
I did, man. I got some minutes in. So everybody knows, Antetokounmpo is one of the greatest players. It's going to be tough to beat him, man. I'm actually flying out to Milwaukee tomorrow. I was hoping to catch the game there, but they're headed down to Miami, so I'm not going to get to see them. Bro, this show's crazy, man. We got like instructions and graphics, and my name's spelled wrong. It's awesome. Hey,
see,
at the end of the day,
that's what I do. It's OET, right? Z-E-L.
Yeah, it's awesome.
My bad, man. I was up till 4 a.m. doing this, bro.
Hey, look, this is why I just go with the O most of the time. But yeah, man, listen, the East is hey, the East is tough there, man. Obviously, my hometown in Philly, number one seed. I'll rub it in or nothing like that. But
see,
we got the
this is
game
a
again
Miami
tomorrow.
show, bro. Solo's gonna call you. He's gonna get on you for that. You can't be doing
That's
that
fine.
on a
He ain't
Miami
awake.
show.
He ain't awake either. But no, man. Listen, the Heat got a tough road. Jimmy Butler's obviously playing very well, but it's going to be tough.
They're really not. Butler and Bam combined for 7 for 32 on shots between the restricted area and the 3-point line for the first 2 games. They're not doing that great now.
Well, they're not playing well against the Bucks for sure. I'm more talking in a general sense of like the talent level, like in the East right now. So I guess what I'm getting at here is like, listen, you're going home, right? The next 2 games, I believe, are going to be in Miami. But even if they make it out of this round, it's going to be tough, and that's not just the Heat. I mean, that's any of the teams that are left in here, including the Sixers. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see basketball kind of getting back to a place where it's not the same couple teams coming back. I hated that super team stuff. You obviously saw Warriors didn't even make it. Everybody knows I don't even got a rag on the Lakers anymore. It's fashionable to do that right now. But it's nice to see, man. Like I hated that for a couple of years when it was just like, oh, let me guess, it's going to be the Cavaliers and the Warriors again, and or the Spurs and whoever. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see. It's cool to see. The thing about some of the other sports, when you have things like franchise tags and some of these harder caps and stuff like that, it makes it kind of impossible to see what we saw in basketball over the last 15 years. So it's going to be hopefully a fun couple years, regardless of how this series comes out. But yeah, good luck to the Heat on Wednesday tomorrow. Right, it's the next game.
Next game is on Thursday. Next game is on Thursday.
Back in Miami.
Real quick, they shot 5 for 31 from 3-point range 2 days earlier. The Bucks had made twice as many threes. They were 10 for 15. So it was 46-20 at the end of the first quarter last night. So I mean, look, you start out a game bad, it's going to be tough to play catch up for the rest of the game. And so, obviously, they're up 2-0 in the series, and the series moves to Miami for Game 3 on Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 5:30 p.m. for you there, sir. And that's on TNT. So make sure you guys check that out. Support the team. Look, it's not unheard of. It was so, to me, it's funny because Miami played such a different game from Game 1 to Game 2. And if you had asked me what I thought was going to happen in the series, I would have said, look, if Miami loses, they're going to keep it close. I never expected them to get blown out the way that they did in Game 2. And so it makes me scratch my head of, wow, is Milwaukee that much better than Miami? So it'll be very, very interesting. I want to remind everybody, want to say hello to A-Rod. Good morning to the Finns family. A-Rod is a YouTube member of the Miami Sports Music channel. So Chef and A-Rod in the chat room this morning. You guys, make sure you guys hit that like button when you guys are coming in. I got 9 likes, need to get to 10. And then the next goal will be 20 because we want to hit that goal this morning, all right? All right, man. So, look, enough about that because I'm sick of talking about the Heat. It was sad watching that yesterday, and I just want to go home and cry about it, man. But, look, Game 3's Thursday night. We'll see how they do, and we'll go from there, right? Look, before we get into the next thing, I want to remind everybody, MiamiSportsMusic.com has the DWA fan club map. You guys need to go check that out because the DWA fan club map has things like my man's fan club out in Denver. Tell them about your fan club real quick, Wade.
Oh, bro, we're not as cool as these California guys having these, 500 people cookouts.
Shout out to Jason.
But we're doing our thing. We have obviously, you see all the crap behind me. So this is kind of the bomb shelter, so to speak, over here for in case these bars or anything get shut down again. But yeah, man, we got a cool little club out here, a bunch of really cool guys, core group, and a couple ladies too. I shouldn't say it like that, but just some awesome fans, kind of from all over the country. Colorado is a very transient place, nowadays. So a couple from back in the East Coast, some from down in Florida, all over the place. But a bunch of good guys. we try to get together various times throughout the off season. Matter of fact, one of them was here a couple days ago watching the hockey game. But yeah, man, anyone out in the Colorado area, Denver area, feel free to give me a shout. There's always a place, whether you need a place.
And you know how they find you, right? They go to the DWA fan club map, they pull you up, and they can see all your information there. They can see Dolphins NYC, they can see Charlotte, they can see Atlanta, they can see NorCal, SoCal, any of the cows they want to go to. And when you guys put your mouse over the map icon, you'll be able to pull up their social media, what the bar and restaurant they might meet at on Sundays. And anything else you need to know about that fan club, because I know a lot of us travel for work, a lot of us travel for family and good times. So it'd be fun to kind of watch a game with other Dolphins fans on Sunday when you guys are out of town. So check out MiamiSportsMusic.com DWA fan club map. DWA Dolphins with attitude, as my man Wade is wearing the hat, the white one. That thing is slick. You guys can go to the website www.MiamiSportsMusic.com, and you guys can check out all the swag we have there. We got the 10 likes. I need to get to 20 likes now. The goal is to 20 likes. Chef A-Rod, I need you guys' help this morning. Help me out here, fellas. All right, let's go on to the next topic. By the way, I had some of these still shots to show you from the game. Not that I wanted to bring it back up, but Giannis, I mean, it was just the boys were struggling last night, man. They were struggling so bad last night. Jimmy Butler was struggling. It was a rough game to watch, but I am excited for the game to go back to Miami. But speaking of Miami, speaking of Florida, right? There's this team that's also in the playoffs called the Florida Marlins, the Florida Panthers. And I'm super excited about what happened with them last night, and I did not expect it to come out of nowhere. Last night in the game, it was really, really good because it was game 5 of the Stanley Cup playoffs last night, where the 3-seed Tampa Bay Lightning and the 2-seed Florida Panthers played. And I expected Florida to get eliminated last night. That did not happen. Florida Panthers won 4-1 to bring the series to 3-2. Tampa's still leading the series, but it is now a 6-game series at the moment. Hopefully it'll get to 7 because that's what we need in order for Florida to advance. But the big reason why was 20-year-old rookie Panthers goaltender Spencer Knight. They gave the kid a shot, right? What did you have to lose at this point, And it was really, really good because what they ended up doing was Spencer Knight stopped 36 shots, right? And Weegar and Patrick Hornquist each had a goal and an assist. And the Panthers beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-1. The 3-seed Tampa Bay Lightning still lead the best of 7-game series 3-2 against the Panthers, and will host Game 6 on Wednesday night in Tampa. And let me tell you, the kid last night between the pipes, Spencer Knight, this kid looked real good last night. What can I say? I mean, he's 20 years old. He's young. I honestly, though, for how bad they played some of those games in the beginning of the series, I don't understand why you didn't go to him soon. You had the 2 veterans that have been playing like, let's call it for what it is, a spade. They've been playing like crap, right? And so why not bring in a 20-year-old who's inexperienced when they're playing as bad as they were? So, I mean, what I know you're not as big of a hockey fan, but I don't understand why some teams, when they're struggling in a playoffs and kind of have an ace in the hole of a young guy, don't bring that young guy in sooner and have him play. Like your thoughts on why not play Spencer Knight a little bit sooner, or any young guy for that matter of a team in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, there's a similar school of thought of this in a lot of sports, man. So I've watched a lot more hockey recently, maybe than I ever had. Colorado out here, they're loving it because I think the Avalanche have like the #1 record in the NHL this year. So every bar I walk into in Denver now, there's hockey for sure. But the Lightning, I lived in Tampa for a little bit. That little Channel Side area, they got a real nice stadium, and I know they were doing very well when I was down there a couple of years ago. I don't believe in some of these football terms you hear thrown around all the time, and I truly think like it's just ESPN trying to market. But you see it mirrored there when you hear things like, oh, their playoff experience or or how clutch they are, or you know, I don't. To me, like a great player is a great player, and big players make big plays. So they're gonna perform when they're out there. I don't see why you go out and get a player, and this is in any sport, right? And don't put that person in an opportunity to perform. Like you hear about, the opportunity to succeed. I don't know, the opportunity to perform. You know, if you truly believe this player is going to be, a relevant part of your team for,
and that's what the Panthers think.
The
Panthers think that this 20-year-old kid is the next thing. Like he's going to be the future at goalie for the Panthers.
So that's what I mean, man. Like, so why wouldn't you have the kid out there? If anything, you want to be proven right or wrong, right? Like,
and that's what I'm getting at. And you see how well he played. Like, I mean, come on, the man stopped with 37 shots. That's crazy, right? And they allowed 1 goal. I think the average of this series, they've been giving up 4 or 5 goals a series. And for hockey, that's a lot. So, you look at that and you're like, okay, where does Florida go from here? To me, I think that's part of the coaching of not pulling the trigger sooner, because I think this could be a totally different series with Spencer Knight between the pipes rather than some of the other guys. So my hope is they go with Spencer Knight the rest of the way, because I would rather go down swinging with him, knowing that he's the future, giving him this opportunity. Guys, we're at 15 likes, get to 20. Rather than anything else, because, I mean, I just want to see Florida do good. Now, they're playing the defending champions. They're playing Tampa Bay. It's not like they're playing a pushover team in the NHL. They're playing against the best, the defending champions. So I just know that Spencer Knight needs to be between the pipes, because they just looked like an entirely different team last night, and I want to see them do good again. And I don't know what it's going to take, but I hope that they win.
Steve, what it's going to take is they need to get Brian Flores back drunk up in that skybox.
Waving that white towel, son.
Right?
Waving that white towel.
Game, man.
Look, Solo was at the game too, and it was crazy. He said when they showed Flores on the box, people went crazy. So people are excited for Dolphins football. So we're definitely going to talk a little bit about that too. But hey, you know how I was talking to you about the DWA fan club, Matt? And you were talking about Jason Miller. You're talking about SoCal's picnic. Look, so the goats of the Finlaws were together at this picnic, and they sent this video to me. So I put this little video together. Check this out.
Hey guys, I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, the Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller from Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
And you're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
Dude, I want to give a huge shout out to the boys over there. They sent that to me, and I was like, what? I thought it was so cool that they did that.
Bro, we got to get some prettier people. Like, you can't dudes like me being the face of fan clubs, man. We got to get some, I'm ugly as well. I get it, bro. I'm rough looking.
That's why we're bringing in Dolph Freaky. Well, there's many reasons. She's awesome. But, yeah, I mean, look, that, by the way, is definitely the joke of the day. I'm gonna have to,
I love all those dudes too. I want to say I love all them dudes. NorCal, Danny. I owe Danny a phone call. I was supposed to call him yesterday. I feel bad. But yeah, no, for real. Who is the production value on this? This is like a Marvel movie.
That's what I'm trying to tell people, bro. I'm trying to tell. Hey, Rod said the graphics are looking extra good this morning. I just want to remind everybody, you know why it's looking good? Because I'm staying up till 4:30 in the morning. So look, check it out. If you guys want to donate to the channel, you guys go donate to the channel. It helps our channel grow. I'm able to use better graphics and stuff like that. Look, I want this show to be the #1 Miami fan morning show in all of South Florida sports. And I want it to grow and I want it to be big, but most importantly, I want it to be dedicated to you, the fans, because we're DWA, we're Dolphins with attitude. So your donation goes to this channel to be able to put new and amazing content out every day right here. So please hit that super chat, donate to the channel. I also have, if you go into the description of everything, you will also see my Cash App as well as my PayPal. You guys can donate to the channel.
Account.
I don't have an OnlyFans account. Look, no, not for me. I ain't about that life. No, sir. Chef Juice says, that's what's up. Shout out to those guys. Definitely, Chef. Definitely, man. All right, let's go to the next topic, man, because, I know people want to talk a little bit of baseball because Miami's looking really good right now, the Marlins. Marlins last night, man, they did some amazing stuff. Miami won for the 5th time in 6 games when Adam Duvall hit a 3-run homer and Jesus Aguilar drove in 2 runs with a double and a single to help beat the Phillies, the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, look, the team looked real good. They won 9-6 last night. Adam Duvall hitting that home run. The rookie, on the pitching mound, Rogers looked real good. Look, they just look good right now. I think they're a game out of first. By the way, those Phillies powder blue uniforms, I love like certain uniforms. Those powder blue uniforms are like sick for Philly.
Bro, I got a Mike Schmidt one of those hanging in my closet somewhere.
Dude, I think that they're like some of the best jerseys in baseball. But you know who has the best ones right now is those Miami Marlins, those Sugar Kings. Those Sugar King jerseys are. Have you seen those yet?
Yeah, man. You know what? I was in the minority here. I loved when the Marlins had I don't know what they called it, but the with the M. You know what I mean? On that.
Are you talking about the old teal ones?
No. I'm talking about when they first went away from those and they had like just the M logo and they were doing like the orange hats and stuff. It's weird, man. This is so strange, right? But there's something weird about baseball. Like when these teams get new stadiums, all of a sudden they get good at it. Like you're talking about the Phillies right now. When they opened Citizens Bank Park in I think it was 2004, and I used to, my house in South Philly back home, man. I used to walk down there, and like the Phillies won in 2008, I want to say, for the first time in forever. A couple years later, and Miami's headed right along the same path. That's weird, man. I don't know. But pay attention to that. The MLB might be moving some dollars around somewhere.
Really?
But no, man. It's good to see, because for those of you that ain't really the historians of the sports, like the Marlins have been around. I'm pretty sure I'm older than the Marlins, and
you are.
It's been rough.
Like 96.
Yeah, I thought so. Right?
Yeah.
Dude, listen, weird long story, but my great grandfather, when he was alive, used to have season tickets to one of the AA teams outside of the Reading Phillies, they were called. And like I remember going to get ice cream, and they put it like the little battered helmets, and like they were like, "Oh, these are the new teams this year." And like I was confused. What do you mean new teams? I thought they all been here forever. But the Marlins have had a rough run historically, so it's good to see that. Like again. Even if you're not a
They've
fan
had
of the
2
sport,
good seasons, 97 and 2003, and they won it all those years. But the rest of the years, just bad, just some bad baseball,
Well, listen, even if you're not a baseball fan or even if you're not a Marlins fan, look, as a sports fan, you got to appreciate when teams start to turn it around. Like, the Cleveland Browns are finally looking okay for the first time in, 79 decades or whatever it is. Like, when some of these teams like finally just break the cycle, and the same thing too. Like I just kind of talked about it basketball a little bit, but it excites me when you see these teams that were like, oh yeah, they go to the championship every year, and all of a sudden they're not even making the playoffs. Like it's good to see that, for lack of a better word, any given Sunday thing.
Well, look, just kind of some quick hits about the Marlins game. Marlins are now a game behind the first place New York Mets, despite a wave of injuries and a sputtering offense that ranks last in the league in on-base percentage. So the Marlins are last in on-base percentage in the entire Major League Baseball, and yet they're still a game out of first place, which is crazy. And here's the other thing, too. They're rookie pitchers, guys like Trevor Rogers. And what is the other kid's name? I can't think of the other. There's a couple of other young rookie pitchers that have kind of stepped up. Rogers allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned in 5 innings. but it increased his ERA to 1.75. Any starting pitcher with an ERA under 2, I will take any day of the week. So that excites me. Duvall hit his 9th home run in the 7th off Kinsler. Duvall's only batting .220, but he has 33 RBIs, and that's tied for 6th in the National League in that category. Aguilar's ranked 2nd in RBIs, and he now has 35. So look, they're getting people in. So for somebody who has the worst on base percentage to get RBIs like that, when people are on base, they're getting them in, and that's good. So look, that excites me. I'm excited to see what happens. The NL East, I don't want to say is a joke, but they're definitely one of the worst divisions in baseball because first place is only like 2 or 3 games above 500 right now. Everybody else is kind of like taking the rest of the series, baseball by storm. So when I come out to see you in June, the day I come in, which is the 16th, the Rockies are playing the Padres. So I'm thinking about as soon as I get off the plane to go straight to that game.
Yeah, let's do it, bro.
Hey, man, I want to, man. I want to go see that stadium you guys have out there in
They
Denver.
have a beautiful stadium, man. They really do. Right off the highway, mountains in the backdrop. It's a cool place. Fun fact out there, for the Blue Moon beer was actually invented at the Rockies Stadium. Coors Field. It's called. Coors owns Blue Moon, all the other brands now. But yeah, it's a good place to get drunk and watch baseball.
I mean, look, there's always a good place to get drunk. It doesn't matter if you're watching baseball, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wait a couple hours, but you a couple hours ahead of me. I'm flying to a town tomorrow whose team is literally called the Brewers, so that's all you need to know.
Yeah, look, I went to Milwaukee several years ago, and that stadium is not as nice, but man, they had beer literally everywhere, outside the stadium, inside the stadium. They really didn't cut a lot of things off after the 7th, like a lot of other stadiums did. So I always thought that was funny, man. All right, man. Look, I know people are excited. Before I go into the Dolphins, rumor mill, chat bag, all that, because I know that's what people want to talk about. What I do is I want to remind everybody about our afternoon show for the fans on Onside Radio. So you know who I'm going to let talk about that real quick? I'm going to let my man Big O talk about that real quick.
Don't forget, folks, tonight we got a new show. And fans, they support the team. They buy the jerseys and the tickets, but they never get the love they deserve on sports radio. OnsideRadio.com changes that with Miami sports music for the fans. It's the show driven by Stephen D, representing Miami sports fans around the world. Tune in every night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Stephen D and fans around the world drive the talk about your favorite South Florida sports team. OnsideRadio.com, dedicated to the Miami sports fan. So we're doing something a little different. It's a fan-driven type show, so it should be interesting. And Steven's going to be talking to a lot of fans that are kind of, they're big in their own way, pretty much, in the fan community, that kind of stuff. So I like that. Hey, listen, man, sports radio is changing and evolving, and from podcasts to blogs to vlogs to all kinds of things, it's kind of changed the way sports are covered. And so we're watching all of that, and it's not just media, but fan-driven websites have grown too, and those folks never get a say in all of this. So I figured we'd try to put something together. I try to encourage those of you to listen on at 6 o'clock tonight, right after Alex Dono, to the new show, and we'll have some fun. It is called, let me get it right, Miami Sports Music for the Fans. And it's kind of a play on words. It's not music. It's Miami sports music. In other words, it's kind of like the tune that most fans want to hear. They want to hear about their own teams. That's kind of what they're doing. So, good job there by Steven. And I think it's going to be a fun show. I'm excited for them. I really am.
Look, man, big shout out to Big O. Big O had some surgery. He got his vocal cords redone, so he's been out of commission for a couple of days. He's going to be out of commission for like another week and a half, I think. But I do want to give a shout out to Big O. Ever since our show started, we got a week under our belt. We're into our second week. He's been like nothing but supportive. Pretty much like, hey, man, I don't need to tell you anything. You're doing your thing. You guys are doing great over here. And it's been pretty cool working with Onside Radio and having that show in the afternoon for the fans because, Wade, it's about the fans, man. It's always about the fans, right?
For sure. O's been doing stuff for a very long time. I first heard about him from Mark Angelo up there in NorCal. Really good stuff. I love that picture keeps floating around of all of us, and I wish I had something hung up on my wall that my girl made with it. But just so everyone knows, because you see me and Finn Sticky in there in the middle acting like it, there was a safety on that play. That's why we're doing the.
Oh, you're talking about.
You
know what? I think I have that somewhere. Let me pull that picture back up while you're. Are you talking about the I know
that group one you just had in the corner there. Yeah. It's I mean, it floats around everywhere. But we need more plays like that back on the field and get the fans back into it.
Yeah, this was from the first show. I'll put this up because this is what you're talking about.
Yep, yeah, for sure.
I see Finn Sticky there, and then you see Solo right underneath the Onside Radio with his back with the DWA jersey. And you see the Gorillas in there. You see Stripe.
Rest in peace, our boy Jay.
Yep,
no longer with us over there.
Who else is in this photo?
Everybody, man. You see Finn head down there in the corner. The whole deep end. For those of you guys that don't know what we're looking at right here, when you come to Miami for a game, this is where you want to be. This is the section you want to be sitting
Section
in.
129.
I think I might actually be the only one on this show that actually has season tickets there. But feel free, reach out and we'll find a way to get you in.
Oh, on this show. Okay, you're right. My bad. You're right. I don't. Not yet, anyways. But soon, that's okay, though, right? Exactly. As soon as this show blows up and wins all these awards, that's what's going to happen.
There you go.
All right, man. So let's kind of talk about the elephant in the room. Yesterday was a big, crazy day for Miami Dolphins football, right? And Miami Dolphins talk, and the fans were getting super excited. And you want to know why? Because Adam Beasley from the Miami Herald reported yesterday that linebacker free agent Melvin Ingram was in the Miami Dolphins building for a meeting. Wade, as well as everybody else, I want you guys to put in the comments section, what are your thoughts on this? Use the hashtag DolFAN chat. So I want you guys to go ahead and do that. Put the hashtag in the Dolphin chat. And remember, guys, real quick, we're at 19 likes. I need to get to 20, which means we're going to hit 20 here in a second. So I want to make sure we get to 25 or 30. But what I also want to make sure you guys do real quick before we get into that is make sure you guys hit that donation button. Donate to the channel. Your donation helps this channel grow. We definitely want to make sure that we do that. So make sure you guys donate to the channel. And if you guys want to sign up to become a new YouTube member today, we have the new membership packages. Guys like Chef Zhu, A-Rod, absolutely amazing members. Guys, you guys can tell them how cool it is to be a member of Miami Sports Music's YouTube channel. And we got a lot of stuff going on for the members out there. But let's talk about it, man. Adam Beasley reported this yesterday. Melvin Ingram, what are your thoughts about this, Wade?
This is something I was calling for a while, man. And I was calling for it when it made sense, which was before the draft. With the spending the draft pick on Jalen Phillips, I don't get it now as much. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think we have somewhere around like 8 million, 8.5 million in cap space or something like that available. Like, if Ingram's healthy and he's willing to come in and play for, $5 million or whatever it's going to be, I know we're going to free up a little bit more after we go through and, do the necessary cuts leading up to training camp or leading up to the season, I should say. Cool. But, our defense, if you watch the schemes and stuff we used last year, it was not really built for a speed edge rushing situation, right? Which even at his age with the injuries and stuff like that, I don't really know how much even speed he has anymore. But I mentioned several times before the draft, like if you looked at the roster the only defensive end on the team as a pure DN that most people wouldn't even recognize the name was Agba, right? And he was coming off only his first year on the team. I mean, I personally still think, Jason Strowbridge could come out and be something. But I think this move made a lot more sense before drafting Jalen Phillips. If you look, Jalen Phillips has been getting some looks at outside linebacker. Our front three, we have more than enough depth over there. So, I mean, if Ingram comes in, there's really been no indication of how the workout went so far. But if Ingram comes in, he's going to be a rotational, situational player at best. He's probably going to come in on passing downs. If someone's hurt, maybe he steps up and picks up a little bit of a bigger role. A lot of Dolphins fans took this as kind of, oh, well, maybe we don't believe in Phillips. Oh, that stop. Phillips has been on the team for like 3 weeks or something like that. Like that's not what this is. You want to kick tires every time there's a good player out there, especially a good player that can fit a potential need, and when they're cheap, 100%.
And real quick, I just want to add to that. Okay, I just want to touch on what you've already talked about real quick. Melvin Ingram's a veteran, and so imagine him, being able to give somebody like Jalen Phillips some leadership in that locker room, be able to give him some advice. I'm not saying Jalen Phillips isn't already going to be a dominant animal on that defensive line before, or that outside rushing the quarterback, but I'm telling you, Melvin Ingram before his injury was, 3 years in a row Pro Bowler. The kid was good. Like before his injury, I would be willing to say he was a top 5 linebacker in the league. Would you disagree with me?
Ingram, here's what you got to remember, right? So Ingram was playing an edge pass rushing position across from Joey Bosa, who's hands down one of the best defensive ends in football and has been for a while. So the issue was those two could never stay healthy on the field at the same time.
Yep.
Right. I like Ingram, right? This isn't a knock Ingram thing. I think my bigger question is, like, if we bring Ingram in, what does this mean for guys like, I hate to say it, and I've been hating to say it for a while now, but Jerome Baker, right? Like, you saw what happened with Raekwon McMillan. He trading him off to the Raiders, and now he's, God forbid, he's playing for Belichick up there in New England. I worry about when I look at the roster and I look at the fact that, like, this is Baker's last year on contract. We made a bunch of moves at linebacker. I've argued time and time again that I think Baker is better suited to play outside linebacker than inside linebacker. I think he was a great pass rusher at Ohio State. He kind of stepped up last year near the end for sure, right? But he started off the beginning of the season kind of rough. But then you see we go out and make the moves for like McKinley, and we have so many linebackers on the roster right now. I got to wonder, as much as I don't want to, if a move like potentially bringing Ingram in to play an outside linebacker means we're going to try to move on from Baker while we can still get something
no way
instead of him leaving.
I don't see that happening. I think they're bringing in what is it? Competition breeds competition, and I think that Flores is bringing in guys that are, look, he's building up depth, and this is a kind of a great segue, right? Like, yesterday on Twitter, it was either Twitter or Instagram, Le'Veon Bell commented on the Dolphins free agency and draft moves in a photo. And, you look at the running back position, and I have to say that I'm not saying that Le'Veon Bell is going to be an every down workhorse, but if we could bring Le'Veon Bell in at the league minimum or something of that nature to compete and get, a running back by committee with somebody like Myles Gaskins, I'm all about it. I'm definitely about that life, and I would love to see it.
Here's the thing with Bell. So let's be very clear about something. You're not going to get Bell for league minimum. League minimum that Tebow just signed for, it's like $900,000 or something like that. I don't know. When it comes to Bell, early in his career, huge fan. He had a very similar style to Ricky Williams in terms of the standing up straight, almost running game. He was extremely patient, had really good vision, good hands. I can't say anything negative about him. He wasn't the most powerful, straightforward runner, But either way, we're talking about what he used to be. Everyone knows, the situation. For those of you that don't, Steelers tried to re-sign him. He wanted more money. He held out, ended up going and signing with the New York Jets for even less money than the Steelers originally offered him. One thing about, as much as I hate to even really go down this road, one thing about Adam Gase's Jets team, Adam Gase could get success out of running backs. He couldn't really get success out of anything else, but he could get success out of running backs. And Bell even struggled there. And then if I remember correctly, he went and played like third string for the Chiefs for a little bit. Bell turned down the Dolphins before, similar to what Jadeveon Clowney did. So I don't know if
but he turned them down because he wanted to go win a Super Bowl. And I read a comment this morning that supposedly Le'Veon Bell burned a bridge. I believe Mark from old WQAM back in the day posted on his Facebook status that supposedly Le'Veon Bell burned a bridge with the Dolphins when he came in. And
that's kind of what I was getting at.
I mean, I don't know how he burned a bridge. The guy wanted to go win. We were not prepared to win a Super Bowl last year.
Well, it's a simple thing, man. When a team says, "Hey, like we want you to be here," we're willing to give you, X, Y, Z. Like we want you to be the guy. And let's be honest, like all indications at that time were he was going to be the number one guy. And his response is, "No, I'm good." I mean, Jadeveon Clowney did the same thing, right? Like we didn't go and offer him something this offseason when he was available again.
Well, what does that say about Greer not being able to close the deal? By the way, let's get something straight. I'm playing devil's advocate here, and I love Greer. But the reality is when you have a guy like Melvin Ingram walking into your building, I don't just want to hear about it no more. I want to see that deal freaking close.
I'll tell you two things. Number one, we've went out and closed a lot of guys. I mean, you look at Will Fuller, right? Will Fuller before suspension last year was leading the league in touchdowns on fly routes, and I think was like second in yardage when being pressed in man coverage or something like that. Like we went out and got good guys. You look at what we spent last year bringing in Shaq Lawson, Kyle Vanoy, Emmanuel Agba, Eric Flout. Like it's not that we don't go out and get guys. I mean, I'm not even talking about guys like Byron Jones or the people we brought back, on RFA tags and all these other things. Here's the deal. Like when you're taking a quote unquote risk on a guy like a Le'Veon Bell or Jadeveon Clowney who come with some question marks, right? Whether it be personality or injury or attitude or whatever it is, and those people turn you down, cool, kick rocks. Le'Veon Bell is not the guy Le'Veon Bell used to be. And I'm being very honest when I say this. Like at this point in their career, I think Le'Veon Bell and Gaskin have extremely similar skill sets. And I would say Gaskin is probably better at just about all of it. And I'm not the biggest fan of Myles Gaskin. Like I think Gaskin can do well this year, and I'm hoping he does. But the one thing we're still missing is that true number one back. I said this time and time again. Malcolm Brown can do the short yardage things. Malcolm Brown can do the goal line situations, the run between the tackles. Gaskin can do a lot of the other stuff, the pass catching, the outside. Gaskin's great with, the ball in his hands in space. He's a little smaller than I would like him to be. But I don't see at this point in his career how Le'Veon Bell's an upgrade over really either one of these players. Because if you look at when Le'Veon Bell was with the Chiefs,
to me, it's not about being an upgrade though, Wade. It's about building. Like we can both agree that the Dolphins running back situation is one of the biggest weaknesses on the team. Yes?
It's the biggest weakness.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, if you have an opportunity to bring in Le'Veon Bell or anybody that's decent, and you can bring him in at the right number. So what's the difference between Le'Veon Bell last year and Le'Veon Bell this year? Because to me, they're the same guy.
He wasn't that good last year.
Okay, I understand that, but we were ready to give him the world last year, though, Wade.
Well, but then he proved us wrong. And I don't even necessarily think we were ready to give him the world. I think we were ready to give him a very team-friendly deal. I mean, look at when he was with the Chiefs. He barely cracked two or three carries a game before the other running backs ahead of him went down with injury. And I don't know, if he even does that here. I mean, God only knows who's still going to be on the roster, right? When you got guys like Laird and Ahmed, we don't really know what's going to happen with Malcolm Perry. But like you made the call earlier, you talked about when we were talking about hockey, about letting the young guys that you think have some potential play. You see, that's what we've done time and time again. We've let these running backs try
Dokes.
even when they haven't.
You think Dokes is the future? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know. I mean, I'd give him a shot. I'd like to see it. But if you listen to what both Greer and Flores have said time and time again, about the running back situation over the last month or so. They continually point to Fuller stretching the field, Waddle, needing a lot of looks, and Waddle being able to go all over the place is going to severely help the running game. So I don't think these guys are as worried about the running back position as we are. And that, I don't like that because I'm an old school guy. I want a true number one running back that's going to lead the league in rushing, whose jersey
Yeah, but we
we
haven't had that since Ricky and Ronnie, bro.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I was so mad at these Denver people. I was cursing Denver fans out for 3 days, walking around the streets after that trade up for Javonte Lee. You think I'm playing? But
again, I don't. And by the way, guys, 27 people watching, 22 likes. That means at least five of y'all have not hit the like button. I need you guys to go hit that like button right now. Dude, check it out. Like for me though, you're looking at that. To me, there is no way in the world, Wade, that here's the thing. When the Dolphins put in their bid for Kerryon Johnson, right? And they lost out, and then it came out that the Dolphins put their bid in the waiver wire. We just weren't as high up as Philly. That tells me that the Dolphins were trying to improve the running back situation.
Kerryon Johnson's a completely different kind of running back.
But they're not satisfied with the running back situation, Wade. So why?
Kerryon Johnson's a much better player. See, this was John
than Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, 100%. At this point in his career, 100%. Dude, listen, we brought in Matt Breida and Jordan Howard last year. What do you think Bell's going to do that they wouldn't have been able to do? At the end of the day, we wanted the young guys to play.
We were expecting Howard to be a workhorse. I don't think we're going to expect that from Le'Veon Bell, and that's okay. But I'm telling you, we need depth, because to expect somebody like Ahmad to come on and be a savior again and have a 100-yard game, that's not going to happen. And I have a very difficult time giving a 7th-round draft pick the benefit of the doubt that he's going to be the future of this team.
I'm going to tell you this, Steve. We signed Le'Veon Bell today. I don't believe he even makes the 53-man roster.
Wow. Really?
I'm serious.
Hey, guys, put in the comments if y'all agree with this or not. Like, whose side are you on? Are you on Wade's side or are you on my side? Because
we're going to carry 7 O-linemen. We're going to carry 2 in Brissett. We're going to carry, at this point, 3, maybe 4 tight ends. Right? How many receivers are we going to carry? We're going to carry
6,
Parker,
at
Preston
least
Williams,
6.
Waddle, Fuller. Before you even get into some of these other guys, like, we got a lot of decisions to make on receiver. Don't forget, Perry is still technically listed as a running back, right? And he saw a ton of looks at receiver last year after we had the injuries.
I love
the team
Malcolm
seems
Perry,
to like
by the way,
him.
but
I'm just telling you, he's still listed as a running back. Patrick Laird.
here's the other thing too. Like you look at a guy like Perry's a great subject, because you look at him and you look at Lynn Bowden, right? And to me, they're the same freaking player. So I don't understand how you have I love Malcolm Perry, but he's not going to play on this team. He's never going to get any playing time.
Here's the thing, man. Perry's not going to get a bunch of snaps, but remember, Perry was a college quarterback. The stuff I agree with Cameron. Just shout out to Cameron, man.
Cameron,
he's 30,
he's 32.
Yeah, Cameron. What's up, brother?
This offense isn't built to run the ball 40 times a game. RPO with Gaskins, Ahmad, Brown. Bell wouldn't add anything to these guys that these guys already don't bring to the table. Cameron, I thought you were my guy. What's up, man? Come on. You going to agree with this guy who's up in the Rocky Mountains? He doesn't even get enough oxygen. There's not enough oxygen that goes up to Wade's brain.
Hey, bro, I learned to live without it. Like our boy Preston Williams, Colorado State, up there in Fort Collins. But no, hey, here's the thing about Perry. I love what Perry brings to the table, because you forget he was a college quarterback at Navy. Like, he can do, and that's why he's listed as a running back, by the way. Like, he can run, he can catch, he can do those trick plays and stuff like that. You watch what we did on some of these punt returns and some of these crazy plays. Like, I think that might be how he finds his way onto the team. But I'm still that guy that wants to see more Christian Wilkins at fullback. So what do I know? But yeah,
dude, I do too. I do too. Like, you remember Warren Sapp when he was doing that?
Yeah.
Like, it was a success. It was a success.
Wilkins was doing it, and I love Wilkins, man. I hope Wilkins takes that next step. I'm so tired of him coming off the field on third downs. I want to see a lot more Wilkins in my life. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is we our biggest decisions that we have to make right now are at wide receiver. We had a lot of time to go out and do this running back thing, and we didn't do it. Like, I would love to wake up tomorrow and hear, like, oh, the Dolphins made a trade for this, a blockbuster running, like Dalvin Cook or something. I don't know. But it's not going to happen.
Well, so here's another reality, bro. By the way, the Honorable Solo D, 17. I love you, Solo. I do.
He's been telling me that since I met him.
love you and TD both. But if y'all don't stop with this 17-0 ridiculousness, dude, here's what I'm going to say about this, bro, right? There's going to be a running back to get cut in the preseason. There's going to be some sort of running back to get cut somewhere.
And when we have 7 injuries at running back, we'll sign him like we did last year.
But see why you're killing me though, because I don't even want to like take that risk. To me, that's too big of a risk. TD Finstock's actually on here too. He said 20-0. Y'all both are killing me.
TD wants to trade Xavier Howard for Le'Veon Bell. What's up, TD? It's too early, brother. I'm sorry. I love you.
You know, TD wants to start Jacoby Brissett. He wants to he's about Jacoby Brissett.
I know, man. How do I hang this up? Jacoby Brissett.
Marcus says, guys, we're not going 17-0. We're going 20-0. Marcus, don't listen to these guys. What are you doing? Don't listen to them. He goes, we don't count losses. Tell him, TD.
See, on that note, though, bro, talking about Brissett and all, like, I don't mind the Brissett signing to be the backup as much as a lot of people seem to have.
I love Brissett as the backup here.
I don't care because he ain't never going to see the field. Let me tell you.
That's what I said. I said if he sees the field, something bad happened. If he sees the field, that means something bad happened.
I am super excited. And I am not – listen, for those of you that don't know me and have not heard me scream about X's and O's and all that crazy stuff over here, I'm an old school football guy. I want to see run the ball in the trenches. I want to see, the accurate passes where the receiver just goes up and gets the ball like Parker did last year. I'm not one of these just throw it deep for 50 times a game guys. All these new young fans are used to because that's the way the NFL wants it to look these days. But I am excited to see what Tua is going to do slinging the ball with healthy receivers this year, with what should be an improved offensive line, even though I still have some questions about center. But God willing,
let's talk about that real quick. Do you think it's Sakura or do you think it's Dieter who starts at center?
I don't know or care, man, because if they don't do their job, they're not going to be starting long. The one thing that really bothered me last year is how there was absolutely no competition for Ted Karras. And not that Ted Karras was like the worst center in football or anything like that, but
because he
definitely wasn't great. So, like the fact
I think he's a hell of a lot better than So I live here in the Baltimore area, right? And so my biggest thing is I saw what happened with Skura. I saw the yips, guys. 33 people watching, 25 likes. I need more likes. Hit that like button. I saw what happened with Skura. And for me, the yips are just a mental thing, right? And so if you look at the mental thing, I don't know how a player that plays center. Like, I just don't understand, like, why we're putting all our eggs in his basket. And a lot of people are saying, well, Dieter's going to start over him. There's no way in hell Dieter is starting over him. Because if that was the case, like,
Not initially for sure. But, if he continues to have his mental mistakes, he could. And that's something that didn't happen last year. Like, we did not have the depth for, if Karras was healthy, Karras was playing. Didn't matter how bad he screwed up. And again, this isn't like the bash Ted Karras hour. Just like me looking, you mentioned running back, like being the massive hole in our team. Like, if this was the 2022 draft show, I'd be talking about center and running back. So for me.
Yeah, but you had a chance to go get Landon Dickerson. And you had a chance to get Creed Humphrey, who's a left-handed center, to a left-handed quarterback.
That doesn't matter as much for center. I wasn't big on Creed Humphrey. Dickerson went a little earlier than I think a lot of people thought. Like, if he was still floating around at 50, which, by the way, Eichenberg is an absolute steal at 50, and he should be the day one starting right tackle. And he should be a cement piece of that offensive line for years now. I'm not as worried about it, right? I think what we can do with Austin Jackson, Eichenberg, and then with Kinley, Hunt, and DJ Fluker floating around there, like I think the offensive line is going to be better. Now, we had injuries last year, XYZ. I think if we use this scheme right, and I've said it time and time again, I have absolutely no problem with Parker being in the slot. If we use this scheme right, and we got Will Fuller stretching the field, we got Waddle running what should be a complete route tree, not just deep routes, not just these quick in and out like speed. Like if we have both of those players on the outside doing that, Parker, Preston Williams playing I want to say a full schedule, as many games as we can get out of them. And then we can do the type of things we did last year. Look, it is what it is. Listen, man, I hope Preston Williams stays healthy, becomes a guy we think he can be, re-signs with Miami.
The talent's there. The talent
I hope
is
so.
there.
The Bleacher Report had an article the other day calling him like one of the best kept secrets. Like
He's just got to stay healthy.
There, well, and let's be honest, there was some weird stuff going on with Fitzpatrick. Like Fitzpatrick was forcing the ball to Preston, was refusing to throw to Parker. I don't know what was going on there, but
that's a whole
Preston,
other conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I could spend a long time on it.
Hey,
but
real quick,
Preston could stay healthy,
Estefan, I don't know if you're just getting on, but you won the DWA hat, Estefan. So I just want to let you know I see you in here. You won the hat. We did the draw this morning for the DWA hat. So if you guys want to donate to the channel and be like Estefan, donate to the channel. Estefan, I'll get up with you to get Solo to send out a new DWA hat for you.
What's Estefan wearing in there? Who's number 23 right now? I don't even know. It was Noah last year, but he switched to 9.
I have no idea. Yeah, that's crazy, right? These numbers changes, they're gonna screw me up watching the game.
You'll get there.
It's gonna screw me up, like seeing certain players wear certain thing. Marcus
We've recycled so many players over the last couple of years, man. It's I'm used to it at this point.
Marcus says people like to forget Waddle's got routes. He's a well-developed wide receiver.
Agreed.
I mean, look, I don't think anybody's arguing that, Marcus. I look here. I want to go back to the original argument real quick. Does Miami do something about some of these free agents and some of these trades? Because here's another name. I got to throw out this name.
Oh.
I got to say his name. Julio. Do we go out and trade for somebody like Julio Jones?
All right. Listen closely, everybody. The Julio Jones story. People are saying trade for Julio Jones strictly so he doesn't end up in New England. You just went out and got an Alabama receiver. You don't need to go out and get another Alabama receiver. Atlanta wants at least a first-round pick. Julio's on the books for $23 million.
I'm telling you, seeing.
Hang on. So Julio's on the books for $23 million this year. Even with the post-June 1st number, we would still have to pay like $17 million, which we don't even have right now. So we'd have to free up like $9 million just to cover that. He's on the books for $19 million again next year. This is a guy that's played 16 games only twice in the last 6 seasons. He's 32 years old. Like, there's no way. Like, a trade for him, in all seriousness, just to free up the cap space and just to make some type of sense on the roster, would most likely have to include Devontae Parker. And since they still want
Devontae Parker, yeah.
And since they still are saying, like, they're adamant about getting a first-round pick, we only have 1 first-round pick next year, all right? I know we've spoiled the last couple of years having a bunch of them, but we only got 1. It's not even ours.
Here, Atlanta's lost its leverage, and they lost 100%. This leverage thank God to Shannon Sharp, right? Thank God. And I don't know if that was
anyone's ever said that before.
Hey,
thank
look,
God
man,
for Shannon Sharp.
Thank God for Shannon Sharp, because he put that man on the spot. And I don't know if he knew he was on national TV or not, but I'm going to tell you right now, when he said, nah, man, I want out of there. No, I don't want to go to the Cowboys. Like I'm telling you, Atlanta lost its leverage big time. And so I don't think he's going to cost a first-round pick. And here's another thing, too. When I was listening to TD yesterday, if I heard this correctly, Devontae's going to cost $13 million against the cap this year. So if you could trade him,
I think it's 11.
Okay, still fine, 11. If you trade him in this package, and you don't have to give up a first-round pick, I'm taking Julio.
Let me I'll get you the exact number. because Devontae Parker is incredibly cheap. And that's what I keep trying to tell people. Like, for what Devontae makes, he's incredibly cheap. So if we were to trade Parker, we're talking
guys, real quick
first.
in the comment box, would you rather have Julio Jones or Devontae Parker? Put it in the comment box.
Yeah. So it's 12. If we were to trade Parker post June 1st, we would free up a little over $9 million, but we would still not have enough money to pay Julio. Like, that's the craziest part. And yes, of course, like, there's people on the roster right now that aren't going to be when it comes to 99K. I mean, everyone's complaining about Parker is always hurt all the time. So is Julio at this point. Julio's much older than
Julio's
Parker.
a perennial.
Yeah, because he's been in the league for a decade. That's why. Like, the dude's old. Like, what moves have we made to go out and get old players?
Thank you, Eugene. Thank you. Somebody's got some sense around
Steven,
here.
What have we traded to go get old players since Greer has come here?
We haven't.
Exactly. Julio's going to go to, like, Baltimore.
A straight-up trade, it's close, but I'd have to go with Julio. A-Rod says Julio's more proven than Devontae.
But it's not going to be a straight-up
trade. That's 3 for 3 there, Wade.
Listen, man.
The masses have spoken.
Well, while we're at it, why don't we just go get Tunsil back and trade for Aaron Rodgers and bring in Aaron Donald?
Listen to me. Mark my words. I said this the other day on my show. Mark my freaking words. Miami's going to get Laremy Tunsil again. Mark my words, that's going to happen. I don't know how, but, like, his contract's going to be up in Houston. He ain't re-signing and he's going to re-sign in Miami.
Well,
let me tell you how legendary that will be.
Let's be honest. He was holding during the Miami Miracle. But, hey, it is what it
is. Hey, I don't care. I was there, bro. That's still the greatest game I've ever been to in my life.
Hey, look, man, good for Tunsil. You know, I was a fan of Tunsil when he was here. I remember the news breaking, like, and it screwed up my whole day. He's had some injury issues too, you know. But I would love to have Tunsil back. I don't think it's gonna happen the way you do,
bro. I'm telling you right now, guys, take the receipts. You guys can do whatever you want. TD Finstalk says Julio will end up in Tennessee.
Wow. I like it. Let me tell you something.
TD, don't tell me that, bro.
And we still beat him January 2nd. But that's not the point. I like that a lot. I think Tennessee, those two corners they just drafted, I think are going to play very well. You know, everybody knows Derrick Henry. Everybody knows how efficient
Tennessee get better. Tennessee got better, didn't they?
I think so. I think so a lot. Too. You know, is Bud Dupree that much better than Jadeveon Clowney? I mean, we'll see. Bud Dupree's got a motor. Remember what he did to us in the last playoff game that we had? You think he took Matt Moore out of the game. But
yeah,
I look, man, I like Tennessee. I hope them all the best, except January 2nd when the Dolphins ride into town high or drunk off.
And you already know that's going to be, like, amazing because it's going to be the old girlfriend versus the new girlfriend. And that's going to be insane. TD Fins talk better on defense, but took a hit on offense losing Smith. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
They still have Derrick Henry, TD. Their offense revolves around him. If Derrick Henry goes down, Tennessee's done. I don't see them being able to do anything without him. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know what they really have behind Henry because they don't ever take him off the fit. I mean, dude, this is a guy that for his size, and everybody knows the power running game and running between the tackles and all that. But, like, if you actually go watch a game, Tennessee doesn't care. They'll throw him screen passes. They'll swing. Like, they don't care. And here's something else that no one talks about when it comes to Tennessee. Mike Vrabel has become a damn good coach. And I think he's well on his way to being one.
Isn't that sad that he's like the most, like in my opinion, the best head coach that came under Belichick's tree because everybody else has failed?
You forgot about that guy, Brian Flores, son.
Oh, hey, you know what? My bad. Totally forgot about that. Yes, but still, Vrabel's done. Hey, when Flores gets to the playoffs and gets us to win a playoff game, that I'll be. By the way, I love Flores. I don't want to get killed in the chat room for saying that, but yes. Yeah, but it's funny because you look at all the guys that have left Belichick's tutelage to go out on their own and like have massively failed. You know?
Well, and look, to be fair, right? There's a reason the team has a head coaching vacancy. It's because the team isn't that good. And I hate when these coaches go somewhere for like 1 year and
Chef,
that's
hold
it,
on,
right?
hold on. I gotta say something to Chef because I love Chef. Dokes has played nobody. Dokes has played nobody in college.
When it comes to guys like Dokes, right? When it comes to those later round picks,
I love you, Chef.
I got a unique philosophy. Listen, could they be great? Absolutely. But they don't get as much leeway without earning it as some of the earlier guys. Like a guy like Eichenberg, for example, right? Like Eichenberg, even Javon Holland, too. Listen, we don't talk enough about how great that
Both
Javon
of those
Holland
guys are
is.
starting week one, by the way.
Not only are they going to be day one starters, I already have very high expectations because I think that their talent level is just going to be great in the NFL. There are guys that go later, and they go later for a reason that I think have that ability, but they don't kind of get that head start in my mind. Like they got to earn a little more. I was trying to buy a Javon Holland jersey the other day. They're freaking nowhere to be found. You can get Jalen Phillips all day, but listen, Eichenberg, Holland, they should be, in my opinion, day one starters, and not just day one starters, but guys that don't really come off the field. Like I know we're going to do a heavy rotational thing, but exactly what Marcus is saying down there. But they should be guys that don't really come off the field. Like Phillips, he's not going to be an every down guy right away. Waddle, I mean, receivers always come off the field. They're receivers. They do different stuff, the packages and all. So that's not really a knock on him. That's more the position he plays. But these guys like Dokes, like, would I love for him to break out and do the thing? Absolutely. I mean, like, we saw it. Kenyon Drake was a later round pick, even though I know he played at Alabama.
Solo's calling
what you
up.
mean? Here we go with these you guys, bro. It's not a shot at Phillips. Right, it's the position he plays. Right, he's that edge rushing guy.
He's talking crap, Solo. You need to call him and reprimand him from the podcast network.
Here it is. At the end of the day, with our scheme, Agba and Phillips both can't be on the field at the same time in every play. And I know we love Agba. All right, so let the rookie rotate and let him do his thing. Keep him fresh. Keep him fresh.
No way, man. They need to be on the field at the same time, bro.
That's not how we run, bro. That's not how we run. Like
I want you to think about this. I want you to stop and think for a minute, Wade. You have Agba and you have Phillips, and they are both rushing Josh Allen. I mean, I don't think I need to say anything else.
No, that's great on a third down passing situation. It's not good on a 1st and 5 when you know they're going to run the ball up the middle.
I just need a minute because I want to say something to you.
I mean, watch our scheme, dude. How many times do we have a pure pass rushing end on the field in multiple spots?
Oh, Lord, I know.
We put Van Ginkel's hand in the dirt sometimes, but like at the end of the day, we want to collapse the line for him. We want Raekwon in the middle. The weakest part of the name is
Richard Jacob. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat room before, but welcome to the show. And here's what I'm going to say to you, man. Good luck in the chat room right now. Good luck in the chat room, Richard, because you about to get that heat. You about to get that heat. I don't even need to say nothing, Richard. I don't even need to say nothing. I love you, man. Thank you for supporting the channel and checking us out, bro. Dude, like there is no way. There is absolutely no way that those two guys don't have a majority of the snaps on the field together. Like it's just too much damage that those two guys can do.
It's not even about those two guys' potential. Like unless we're completely changing our scheme, which I don't see happening based on the personnel. Like what we want is Raekwon, Christian Wilkins, and another big guy, maybe Butler, maybe Sealer, maybe Jenkins, whoever it is. Those three guys down clogging up that middle, right? And obviously, we're not taking a cornerback or a safety off the field, right? So there's 7 of your guys right there. So you only got 4 more spots. You put McKinley on the field because he's probably your best run stopper right now. You put Baker on the field because he's your most versatile guy in the front 7, right? Now, in those other spots, like you think truly that both Agba and Phillips are going to be there every play. I'm going to tell you this, and I don't like saying it. Agba might be gone by the time the season starts. He's only got 1 year left on the deal. And when you're bringing in guys like Ingram and stuff like that, like I don't want to say anybody's name this out here, but I've heard rumblings from people that know him closely that says like he's unsure about his future with the Dolphins. And I like Agba. I want Agba to stay. Nigerian Nightmare is my guy. Like I loved what he did last year. But especially like that's a base package. Now you take into account the way the NFL plays right now. For most teams, the base is the nickel, right? Which means you have to bring an additional corner on. There's only 11 spots. You can't physically have all these guys on the field at the same time.
Richard said, needing to win the last game of the season to make the playoffs, our quarterback looked like deer in the headlights.
Richard, if you were throwing to a bunch of 5th, 6th, and 7th stringers, your running back was a guy that was working at Home Depot last week, and your offensive linemen were in a rotation that you've never seen in your life. Oh, by the way, you're a rookie that had no training camp. You have the oldest offensive coordinator maybe ever. Chan Gailey had as much dementia as Joe Biden, for Christ's sake. Like, I ain't trying to hear the two of us talk. Like, let it go. Let it go. Give them this season, and then you can talk.
Richard, center is definitely the weakness. The quarterbacks will be good this year. Our O-line and run game will be better. TD said, Wade took the words out of my mouth. Agba is the one who won't be on the field as much as
I can see it. I can see it, TD. Like, it's going to be a rotation. With the exception of corner and safety, every part of our front seven was a rotation last year.
Solo,
with the exception
of
maybe Raekwon.
Him and TD both don't know, Solo. I'm just here to listen to this foolishness. Because that's what this is. This is foolishness. There is no way. Agba, I mean, technically, right, this is considered a contract year. Am I not correct?
I mean, he was only on a 2-year deal. I don't. But
like, bro, he's going to wild out. Like, he's going to.
I hope so. I'm not knocking. I like Agba. I will be very, very clear about that. Right? But look at what we're doing. We're running that Patriot way on the defensive side of the ball. You go get the shutdown corners. You go get the coverage safeties, even though somehow Eric Rowe is still on this freaking team, which I cannot understand.
Solo, you ain't even with me? He says, I think they're right, bro. It's the business, unfortunately.
It is, dude. It is. Like, it's not what it once
PD
was.
says
man.
Agba's a placeholder. For who?
For Jalen Phillips.
Oh, my God. Like, I just is it because he's going to be too expensive?
No, he's not expensive. He's only making 7.5 this year.
I'm talking about when he went, asking for a new deal.
And listen, I like Agba, right? I liked Agba a lot in Cleveland.
Damn, all my
you know
team,
what I mean? But like
Solo, Cameron, and TD are all against me, man.
Here's the thing, bro. Agba's played 5 seasons in the NFL. He's already 28. Right? I don't know what his birthday is. I don't know if he'll be 29 before the season's over. We just talked about this. We don't pay or go out and get older players. Like, younger players are cheap. They have more motor in the tank, XYZ. Like, the only guy on this roster that I can truly say I think is going to be here for a very long time. Well, I should say this to him. Tua and probably Raekwon Davis. And that's only because you can't find talent like him. Waddle will at least be here for 5 years, right? You got the 4 years and the 5th-year option. When he becomes a guy, I mean, look, receivers are signing $20 million a year deals now. By the time Waddle is ready to sign that deal, who knows? It might be 25, 27, whatever it is. I don't know what the salary cap's going to look like in 5 years when it's time to pay him. But it's just going to depend on what he – like, look at why Parker's here. Because Parker's cheap. Parker's making half of what a lot of true number one receivers make. People are like, oh, Parker can't stay out. But for what you're paying him a game, he's well worth it. You know what I mean? So, I love – Waddle's going to be here for 5 years, I hope. If he's not here for 5 years, we screwed up.
All right, so I know TD and Solo and Cameron are watching. Let's talk about it.
X is old too.
Oh, bring the heat. Tell him how you really feel, Wade.
I love X. Y'all know I love X, but I'm talking to the Miami native down here. I love X, but when I'm talking about a player that's going to be around for a long time, this ain't the year to buy an X jersey. He's already 2 years into that super big deal. This is the 3rd year, I believe. No, I'm sorry. This is the 2nd year of that big deal. Like, will he finish the deal? I hope so. But at the end of the day, that's 4 more seasons.
Miami
like, that's not
says
a long
Howard's
time.
retiring a Dolphin.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong. But even in New England, look what they did. They brought in those great corners. They paid them money. It was the only players they paid, and then they let them go.
All right, so let's talk about that, right? Because I think that's a good point. Solo says X might be gone, bro. All right, so we go out and spend this crazy, ridiculous contract on Byron Jones. Make him the highest paid player at his position in the league.
We just made X the highest paid player right before that.
Correct. So here's what I'm going to say. Mark my words. Because I don't think it's the Belichick way. I don't think it's the Patriot way. And I damn sure don't think it's going to be the Dolphin way when it's all said and done. I do not see in the history of the NFL from a standpoint of or in the history of the Miami Dolphins, you're never going to see a max contract on this team again as long as Greer's in the front office. The only person who has the chance to get a max deal is number one. And maybe Waddle, maybe, depending on how that goes. But I don't think you'll ever see another player get a max deal on this team.
I mean, it's obviously a hard thing to say, right? Because even after we made X and Jones those guys, there was a couple other corners that got paid right after that got paid more. I think you will continue to see us pay some of these really good corners a lot of money because I think they understand how valuable that position is. But for all these people like worried about cap space, like don't. Miami has the fourth highest amount of cap space next season. Like we have over $60 million next season. We're all sitting here agreeing that as of now, the only positions we really are super worried about are center, running back, and I hate Eric Rowe. So like besides those guys who we can probably address in the draft, like where do we need to go out and spend this money? We can probably even restructure some of the deals we have and free up even more cap space. So I'm not super worried about the money. I'm really not.
Finstock says the issue with X is that you got the prime of his career in years that we weren't contenders.
How's that X's fault?
TD, the floor is yours.
But no, I'm like, what's that got to do with anything?
Walk it like we talk. It says we got corners for sale.
We got Byron Jones for sale.
Oh, yeah, me too. Next year, Byron Jones' replacement will be drafted, and by 2023, Jones will be expendable. X's replacement, Iggy, will be replacing X next year. Fantasy Panpano said Julio would rather ride a paddle boat than play for Tua's safe arm. Julio rather play with Cam Newton.
Where do we find these people?
First of all, I love Fantasy Panel. All right.
How are y'all up
Fantasy Panel's my guy. But he does say
there.
some outrageous stuff sometimes. And I love you. I love you, Fantasy Panel. I do. We have money. Money ain't the thing. Marcus, I don't think Tua will get a max deal. He won't ask for it. I honestly think he's more of a team player than that.
And here's the thing. And I hate myself for wanting to say this.
Guys, who won the hat? I'll tell you who won the hat.
It was Estefan. Estefan won the hat.
Estefan
when it comes to Tua, and they're not exactly the same style, so don't jump down my throat when I say this. But I see a career similar to Brady's. And what I mean by that is, I don't care what ESPN says, Brady has never, ever been the best quarterback in the league. And most years, he was outside of probably even the top 5. But what he did very well was he was very accurate. He didn't take sacks. Now, a lot of that was because the offensive line, especially Nate Solder, held like hell. But he didn't turn the ball over as much, right? But he was never leading the league with, a crazy amount of yardage. He had the 1 year with the crazy touchdowns when he had Randy Moss, right? But when you look at the production of get the ball out quick, put together long sustained drives, XYZ, that's what I can see from Tua. I don't think we'll ever get to a point where Tua's throwing 400 yards a game like Aaron Rodgers. And we don't have to. As long as we continue to play, somebody said safe earlier. It bothers me that safe is somehow looked at as a negative way. The two most important things for a quarterback are accuracy and decision-making. Tua's oozing with both of those things. If we can continue to put together these long sustained drives, to not turn the ball over, to hit people clearly, accurately, to put the ball where it needs to be. Look at Parker last year, right? Despite missing all the time, tied for the league lead in contested catches. That doesn't happen unless the ball is exactly where it needs to be, right? And by the way, now you actually have healthy, good receivers that can stretch the field, so we can throw deep and stuff like that if we need to. So I think the skill set's a little different. I think at the end of the day, the numbers are going to be similar, like, high 200s, low 300s in yardage a game, a couple touchdowns, very few interceptions, very few sacks taken. That's going to be his career arc. And I'm fine with that.
All right, couple things. Number one, we're at 37 likes. I want to get to 40.
Yes,
that's
Cameron.
one.
Yes,
all right,
Cameron.
so make that happen. Number two, donate to the channel, okay? Help our channel grow. Your donation goes straight back into this channel so that I can be up till 4 a.m. every morning making brand new graphics. No, we got a lot of things that we want to accomplish this year. So your donation, even if it's $1, that thing helps us grow. So please donate to the channel so we can put out new and amazing content every day right here on Miami Sports Music. Also, you see guys like Dwayne and A-Rod and Marcus. All these guys are YouTube members of the Miami Sports Music YouTube membership package, guys. Check it out. You guys can sign up, hit the join button on the homepage. Sign up to become a member today. We got some three different, we got DWA, we got DWA for life, and we got DWA loyalty. And they all have different tiers and they all get different things. And the management team is meeting tonight for Miami Sports Music, and I think we're going to add some stuff into there too. So look, guys, I definitely want to make sure you guys definitely do that. Shout out to Fantasy Panel. Sent a super sticker, $4.99. Hey, man, look, Fantasy Panel, this is why I love Fantasy. Not the only reason. I love his interactions. Honestly, Fantasy Panel needs to be here every morning. It is not a show without Fantasy Panel. I can tell you that right now. Thanks, Fantasy Fan Panel. You're my guy, no doubt. All right, so Rowe's replacement, Brandon Jones, is already on the team. Rowe will be gone next year. Do you agree with that, Wade?
I like Jones. I mean, Jones definitely has a lot of opportunities, but I mean, so does Eric Rowe. So who cares? Like at this point, like would I take him as a starter over Eric Rowe? Sure. He definitely needs to improve a little bit in his man coverage. Like he's great in the box. He's great against the run. When he's playing that zone back there and he needs to come up and make a tackle, I like what I see. Until someone mans up and shows us that they can shut down tight ends and running backs out of the backfield, I don't believe it. And I say that as someone that's watched us get burned by those two things for 15 years now, or however long it's been. When was that Monday night game where we held the ball for like 48 minutes and still lost to the Colts? I think it was like 2009 or whatever.
Yeah,
like
I remember that,
can we kick this guy, whoever this is?
Walk it like we talk. It's my guy too, but come on, man, that's blasphemy. So basically, too, is Mark Sanchez.
Y'all want me to fight?
He is not Mr. Butt Fumble. He is not Mr. Butt Fumble. Walk it like we talk it. Come on.
Yeah,
I try to defend you guys.
Sanchez was a turnover machine. I don't think. Maybe I'm speaking differently in that time zone. I don't know, but yeah, that's the exact almost opposite of what Sanchez was. But yeah, man, like listen, if Jones
Marcus says, "Hey, I'll
take
Sanchez in 5 Super Bowls with the extra talent any day."
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know. All right, if we have to take Sanchez to get the 5 Super Bowls, I guess. But yeah, man, as far as Brandon Jones goes, I need to see more in man coverage, especially against some of these better players. And like, I know like everyone gives me crap when I say this, but the really good tight ends that burned us last year, I'm thinking specifically of Darren Waller, Kelsey. I think Kittle
38
was out
likes, guys. Let's get to 40. Darren Waller was a beast last year. Hey, all right. So this is going to be, I think, our last thing because I got some other stuff that I need to record today. I got some cool stuff coming up for you. You know what? I'll name it just because I think it's going to happen. Do you remember Julius Pruitt?
Yeah.
It looks like I'm going to be able to interview him.
He
for
wore
our
what,
morning
18,
show.
I think?
I'm not sure, but I know he
Someone
played
looked
like
that
3
up.
years with us. He didn't do he pretty much played special teams and practice squad, but Julius Pruitt was I liked him, pretty cool guy. There's a good chance be on the lookout for an interview with him coming in the next week. So I'm pretty stoked about that. That's going to be awesome. All right, look, let's see here. A-Rod should be interesting. basically, as long as we're winning, I don't care who Tua's comp is. I mean, I would agree with that. Oh, okay. So yeah, let's talk about that. I wanted to get to that. So tight end. What's up with Gesicki? Like, is this his last year in a Dolphins uniform? Where do you see Hunter Long?
My heart tells me yes. I like Gesicki. I like him a lot. Shout out to he's a Penn State guy. His parents come to the tailgates and they travel around. I mean, I've seen them at road games and stuff like that. Great guy. Here's the thing, man. His best season ever, he had 702 yards. That doesn't scream huge payday. We got more production out of our tight end room than last year than we did in any year in Miami Dolphins history. And that includes Smythe. That includes Shaheen. Smythe, by the way, his contract's up at the end of this year too. And if we decide to bring him back, he'll be cheaper. And him and Gesicki are like best freaking friends. The Hunter Long pick threw a lot of people off, myself included, at the beginning. It was the prototypical, you take the talent over the position. And Hunter Long, I think, is going to be very, very good. So Gesicki might be another one of these guys that, we try to ship him off and get something for him. I hope not. He could be a guy that leaves at the end of the year and we get a compensatory pick. I don't see Miami spending money on Gesicki. Now, if he wants to come back for something very team friendly, let's say like 5, 6, 7 mil a year, awesome. I'd love it.
He's gonna command top 5 tight end money in the league. You know that.
But here's the thing. So and I'd have to pull the numbers. I can pull them right now while we're talking because I'm not really sure what top 5 tight end money looks like right now. I know the Patriots just gave Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith a big chunk of change. But when you look at what the team is doing, the way we want to spread the ball around like we did to all the tight ends last year, let's be honest, Gesicki wasn't the only tight end getting targets last year. And not only getting targets, but getting red zone targets, which is where you typically want a tight end to stand out. And a lot of that had to do with the injuries at receiver and some of the shorter guys that we did have playing in XYZ. I get it. But if you truly want Waddle to be this guy,
TD Finstock says 13 mil for Gesicki is going to cost.
He ain't doing that in Miami. I'm just going to call it what it is. And I know TD just made a comment about Jonnu Smith earlier, right? So I'm looking at, Austin Hooper's making 10, Kyle Rudolph's making 9. And this is before this current free agency, right? So before the current free agency, Kyle Rudolph was the 5th highest paid tight end at 9. Maybe we can get away with 9, but 13, Gesicki's gone.
Fantasy Pan, this is the real TD, by the way. Yes. TD's part of the Miami Sports Music
No. He's thinking of the mascot.
Don't do that to my man.
No, I'm saying, I think that's what he's saying. He's like, is it the real I don't
know. Look, here's my thing. Everybody talks about Gesicki and Long. Why trade for Long? I will say this, and this actually contradicts myself about the Dokes thing, right? I don't think Greer and Flo are picking somebody unless they don't see a future with this team. I'm not saying that they're going to pan out, but
he was a 3rd round pick, dude. We're not talking about the 7th round either.
I got you. No.
You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is, I understand. TD says I am the mascot.
There's a joke in there. I'm just going to leave it alone.
Basically, what I'm trying to get at is there's a reason that they got Long, and Long had the most. What did he have? The most receiving yards or most catches in all of college football. His numbers were better than Kyle Pitts, right? And so that's got to be I know, again, that's Boston College. You're not really playing anybody too much, but that's got to be said for something. That's got to count for something. And so I think that they see this guy. And by the way, remember, Flo's a Boston College guy. To me, I just think that they're going to find a way to make this guy the future. And so I don't think you're going to have to worry about paying Gesicki because I think Long's going to have a good year this year too. I mean, that, basically what I'm getting at. 39 likes, guys. Let's get to 40 before we get off the air here. Need one more person to hit that like button. Look, man, I got to wrap up for the day. Any last thoughts or any last, things you want to be able to talk about today?
I hate Eric Rowe. No,
that's a strong word.
I'm throwing shots, man. There's always one or two people I just want gone, and Rowe's the last one. But no, man, look, in all seriousness, don't sleep on this rookie draft class. Like, I think Eichenberg has the ability to step on the field and be a better right tackle than Miami's had. Definitely since Juwan James, maybe even better than Juwan James. I think Javon Holland could end up being the steal of this draft. You're going to see Long get some looks.
I think Miami got the top two. I think they got the top two defensive players in the entire draft: Jalen Phillips and Javon Holland.
Potentially, we'll see. I mean, Patrick Surtain, pretty good, but
I get that.
Micah Parsons, pretty good.
I'm just saying that's my view.
Positions. I get it. And hey, listen, be patient with Waddle. I expect Waddle to be very good. I don't know if he's going to step on the field day one and be a stud. I think it's going to take some time, but I think you're going to see a lot of different looks this year than you saw last year. And a lot of it has to do with Chan Gailey being gone. I'm not giving up on the run game just yet. Flores and Greer definitely seem to believe that they're doing something with this talk of stretching the field with these receivers and opening up underneath. So we'll see. But hey, at the end of the day, like, we don't have the softest schedule, right? And we don't have the hardest one either, but it's time. Like, I feel better about a season than I felt in a long time. There's a couple guys, may not make the team. A couple guys, this might be their last year. Or,
hey, fantasy fan panel's calling you out, by the way.
I'm over him. Both Eric Rowe and fantasy fan panel. But no, man.
Ask Wade who stopped Waller and Kelsey. It's not easy stopping those guys.
Nobody stopped them. That's the problem. What do you mean? The end zone stopped them. The field was only so long.
What fantasy? Why are you doing this to me? Guys, 39 likes. I need one more like. If y'all don't hit that like button, say his name. Jacoby.
This is like Catholic Church, man. There's instructions. You got to get up, sit down, do a shot, hug people. Jacoby's better than Fitz. Listen, I'm not the biggest Fitzpatrick guy, bro. Like, hey, he had fun. Thank you for what he did here. But like, at the end of the day, I think he definitely, even at his age and his tenure, has a lot of mistakes that he sticks to.
Number one, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Say that again. What's that last part?
Number one, just refusing to throw to Parker. Like, you look at the year before, and Parker had the big year. Look at the games. The games with Josh Rosen, he did way better than the games with Fitzpatrick.
M said, "Is he really hating on Rowe?"
Yes. This is not new. I hated Kenny Stills for years. We finally got him out of here. I hated
I love
Jesse Davis. He lost his starting job. I hate Eric Rowe right now. Let's go.
Wade said, "I want that heat. I want that heat, son." NorCal, hit that like button. What up, Wade and Steven? I'm clap block.
I don't know what that means, but whatever you're doing, wash your hands, brother.
Shock TV, do you see my comment? Yeah, I see your comment, Shock. What's up, bro? How are you? Give it to him. What do you think about the talk of Jesse Davis moving to center?
Jesse Davis needs to move to another team. No, in all seriousness, look, if we think about it, we're only going to probably dress 7 offensive linemen. So between Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg, Robert Hunt, Solomon Kinley, Skura, Dieter, and DJ Fluker, I don't know if Jesse Davis is still on the team. Like, the thing that keeps Jesse Davis potentially on the roster is his versatility and the fact that he can technically play every position on the line. The problem is he just can't play it well.
Dwayne says, I'm with you on that, Wade. All right, guys, we got to 41 likes, man. Appreciate the likes, you guys hitting the likes. I do want to give a shout out to my man, Fantasy Pan, for hitting me up with that, showing me some love on the donating to the channel. Remember, you guys can donate to the channel up here, or you guys can go to Cash App or PayPal. Look in the description of the video. You'll see the Cash App link, and you'll see the PayPal link. Definitely helps make the channel grow, so I appreciate it. Look, A-Rod over here sounding like a troll. It sounds like the people want you back on the show. We're going to have to get you on the morning show more. I know it's early for you.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Don't worry. If I got a quick, I don't have as many instructions as Steven, but if y'all want to check out what would Shula do on Instagram, there's a link in there for all the gear and stuff like that we sell. Or just, whatever, be a DolFAN, shoot us a like, a follow, any of that wonderful stuff. I'm not as good with
all your
social media
episodes
stuff
are now
as
up on the
but
YouTube page too, by the way.
Beautiful. So yeah, go check that out. And it's been kind of a weird time in my life the last couple of weeks, but you're going to see a lot more content from me on the Miami Sports Music page coming soon. And I always try, Mark. I always do. But yeah, you tune into me and TD yelling at each other. It's Monday night or whatever the hell time we're going to do that.
Oh, you're going on TD's show?
No, I'm just an idiot. But I mean, we can make that happen. TD, call me, bro. We do a bad job connecting. But we got to do some more of this, some more of the round table. It probably is, man. These time zones, man, they're an issue. I connect about as well as Eric Rowe connects with
to his house shopping in Houston. Fucking like me talking. TD said, "Let's do it." TD said, "Let's do it." I need y'all to stop talking about it. I need to see y'all on like TD's show. Like that's gonna be dope when that happens, bro. Y'all need to make that happen. All right. As the network director of the podcast network, I am telling TD and Wade, you two need to get together to get on TD's show. Like it has to happen.
Episode.
It has to happen.
I've done a bunch of TD stuff. We did a lot more last off season. So yeah, we got to get back to that 100%. TD, miss you, brother.
All right, guys, I love you. I appreciate the love. We got to 45 likes. Really appreciate it. Jason Miller, guys, if you guys want to be like Jason, Dwayne, Marcus, Chef Zhu, who else am I missing here? A-Rod. I'm trying to see if I have anybody else. I don't want to forget anybody that is a member of the channel. Marcus, already said that. Guys, I want to appreciate the YouTube members. I would love to see more YouTube members come on. If you guys are interested, guys, join the channel. We can definitely make that happen for you guys. Want to see you guys become part of the family here. We got a lot of exclusive content for YouTube members. Our basic package DWA starts at $2.99. So look, man, it's definitely awesome. Want to see you guys join the show, join the pack, join the family. Definitely want to make that happen. Wade, man, thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. Guys, go check out Wade at Wade's World. Find him on social media, and make sure you friend him. We need to grow his social media and mine too. If NorCal says write a review, like, and subscribe. Let's go. I like it. Guys, go find me on Twitter. I'm trying to build up my Twitter at StephenDSKPL. SKPL stands for spread kindness, positivity, and love. So I want to make sure that you guys do that. I love you guys. You guys are such a big part of my family, life and family now. I enjoy doing this every morning with you guys. I can't wait to do it again tomorrow. I want to remind everybody, Thursday, I'm going to have Finside. I'm going to have Reason on from Finside the NFL on Thursday. That's going to be dope. So that's going to be good times, guys. Make sure you check that out. And look, man, I think that's about it. I ain't got nothing else to say to y'all except let's keep doing the thing. Let's keep on taking over the world, Wade.
Fins up.
Fins up. Love you guys. Y'all have a good day. Peace.
Hey, what's up? Y'all know who it is, man. The Dolphins D, we already in here. Ready to turn up this year. He gon' get it.
To Hard Rock Stadium.
We gon' defend. We gon' defend. Homie, this side. We gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad. We gon' defend. We gon' defend. Homie, this side. We gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad. We got the whole squad with me now. Train to go. Come play games if you want to. Try to crash our house, you done took the wrong route. We gon' crash in you like a stunt dude. Check y'all like 1, 2. Tap your head like your uncle. You wanna ride, stay buckle. It get loud down here, get wild down here. Turn the field to a jungle. Never disrespect the squad that's defended by a line. And some beasts on the feast on the opposition. Another line in the back, singing to the ER. Just in case you got through the first line with tripping. But if for some reason it get crazy, I got watchers on the corner for my safety. Everybody here well coached. Change the weather under pressure, stay cool like an AC. Woo! But we still make heat. Woo! Was you trying to play me? We be 3 plus 8 deep. But I'm a fool so low, can't never do great beat. Beat great, only way to do great things. Hit hard, only way to make a statement. Come up in our territory, look to play me. Or be in debt with your neck, gotta play. We gon' defend. Homie, this side. We gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad. We gon' defend. Homie, this side. We gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad.